What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the wrestling news on September 10th for you all today. And we're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that are very intriguing. Also, by the way, that you Assassinators need to know from the WrestleZone article. And so make sure to watch until the very end. And we're going to start off today with MVP on Bobby Lashley's booking, of WWE, with him saying in complaint, why. I mean, if WWE lost Brock Lesnar, why wouldn't you stick Bobby Lashley in that spot? And yeah, former WWE superstar MVP has been very vocal about it. Is very vocal about his thoughts on WWE's booking. Like, the former United States champion has been very critical about how Triple H has been booking the show in recent times. Recently, MVP shared his displeasure in the booking of Bobby Lashley during the Paul Levesque era. While speaking to fans during the K and S WrestleFest, K and S WrestleFest, like MVP shared his thoughts on Bobby Lashley's final days in WWE. The former manager of the Almighty was puzzled about the fact that Lashley was completely removed from TV altogether. MVP understood the fact that using fresh and young talent more prominently is good for the business, but at the same time, he was not happy with Bobby Lashley not being used at all. Bobby Lashley also believed that since Brock Lesnar was away from WWE following the alleged sexual misconduct allegations, Bobby Lashley could have easily filled Lesnar's spot. While explaining, you could definitely make the case that with Bobby, it's about age. You want to go with fresh and younger talent. I get that. How do you take Bobby completely, about out of the title picture? He still looks better than everybody on the roster. He's better shape than everybody. On the roster, he can literally kick everybody's ass on the roster. If you're trying to make these new guys Bobby on his way out, is somebody you should still keep if you lost Brock. Why wouldn't you stick with why wouldn't you stick Bobby in that spot? Bobby is Black Brock. Why wouldn't you use Bobby in that position? And make guys on the way out. Triple H retired when he was 49 or 50. Like Bobby just turned 48. And do you agree with MVP on this? On this statement about Bobby Lashley's booking in WWE lately, from a few months ago when he was still under the WWE contract. But yeah, it seemed like they're not gonna have a chance to book him like Brock Lesnar, because uh, now he's officially gone with the company, and it looks like he's going to be heading back to the MMA octagon very soon. But who knows? Maybe there's a new adventure in the wrestling company outside of the company, outside of the Stanford-based company. Some tells me that might be the case in 2025, perhaps. So yeah, this would probably be a good year. It probably would be a good year for the Almighty. And do you think so? And And well, what are your thoughts on MVP's statement, like about Bobby Lashley's booking? Should he still would have been booked in a better position in some capacity at on WWE? Like even though they love want to book their younger guys, like but they could still book Bobby Lashley is a strong monster in the division, even though he don't have to win the championship to prove that. And do you also agree that he's like a Brock? He could have fill in for the Beast Incarnate himself. What's that a spot like now that he's gone at the moment, like due to the accusations being thrown against him, along with Vince McMahon, and this kind of hoping it don't sound very offensive, but this is MVP's words. But like I'm gonna ask, like, do you think he's a Black Brock Lesnar? But yeah, let me know in the comment section right down below if so, which I think he is in a way. Like he's his own version of Brock Lesnar. Like no matter what ethnicity he is, like he still has that physique like the Beast Incarnate. Like he look like he could be a guy that could dominate everybody on the roster, like at least the smaller mid card guys at least. But let's move on to the next slide. We got report on WWE Raw to be 3 hours. Like it'll be a 3 hour show on Netflix. So it looks like they're gonna keep their timing like when they make the move over to the streaming service. This is where then. And then yeah, it says new report like provides an update on WWE Raw temporarily shift. No, I'll keep it. I'll say keeping their 2 hours. I mean, what I'm saying like it says they're gonna temporarily gonna shifting to 2 hours, like as announced, like on the September 9th episode of Monday Night Raw will be a 2 hour show starting on October 7th, like and and concluding like with the USA Network, like finale. What's it? Yeah, the USA Network finale on December 30th. Like the show will then premiere on Netflix on uh on January 6th, and it says right here, according to Dave Meltzer, that he discussed the situation on the Wrestling Observer Radio, and and uh, and said that Raw Raw would be a 3 hour show when it moves to Netflix. He he said that he had it confirmed, and temporary shift to 2 hours was a USA Network call. But Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful Select, also reported that or provided. Let me rephrase that word that even came from. Like in a tweet, like he wrote that he had it confirmed within WWE that SmackDown will remain 2 hours. Like a 2 hour show. However, he did not hear about when he asked whether Raw will be moved back to 3 hours. And nothing has come about, at least not just yet. And what are your thoughts on to this very I'll say shocking announcement, like on the Wrestling Observer Radio? Well, I would say not really an announcement, or just a rumor right now. like, but yeah, either way, do you think that Monday Night Raw is going to be moving back to 2 hours, like in the temporary move until they move back to Netflix? I mean, not move back to 3 hours when they move to Netflix. Like, like, and do you think that's the plan, or do you think that they're gonna permanently move it into the to move it to 2 hours? To hear some of the fans that complain that it's 3 hours, but now, quite frankly, it's really good when it's 3 hours because you have like plenty of time to watch some very entertaining action. Like because like during those 3 hours, that's the majority of it is matches rather than being some like rather than being too many segments, like it's only just like a few segments here and there. Like when there is some segments, those are also pretty entertaining to talk about because yeah, WWE try to do their best to make it like somewhat intriguing for the fans to get into and get invested into, like along with their matches, of course. Yeah, like, and I'll say I don't think like segments that make it very bad. Like it's just like how it's booked. Like is it does it make sense? Does it rocks or does it suck? And is it 2 + 2 = potatoes? Which that's not my catchphrase. I need to start coming up with my own, which I could say. Uh, I'll say 10 times 10 equals I don't know. 10 times 10 equals a whale, I guess you could say. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Yeah. 10 times 10 equals a whale. And I get that means it doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, but I think that WWE, like either way, like they're gonna be doing just fine. Like, but perhaps I'm gonna miss it as 3 hours, and I hope like when they move to Netflix, it does bring get the third hour back. Even though Raw, like maybe it'll be a lot more easier and quicker. Like if it does be 2 hours, like you don't have to worry about like watching like for us YouTubers, like we don't have to worry about watching it for way too long, and then after that we then review the videos on our respective YouTube channels, like and stuff like that. But it don't even matter with me, like because like whether I'm exhausted or not, like I still have a fun time talking about talking about this show, and I hope I'll be doing that for a very for a little while now, like until I until I can find something better to do and better to do, or actually find some kind of a gig, like which that's not the reason why I'm doing this. It's just for the fun side of things. Like I say, not trying to get no contracts, of course not. But if I did, however, get like some kind of a contract to be like a what's that like what's that like a journalist, or if not like a or even be an athlete myself, like in whatever sports profession I get like into, like yeah, I still will be doing these YouTube videos. That's my point is, yeah. But anyways, let me know down in the comment section right down below. Back to Raw, like about like do you like it 3 hours or 2 hours in general? But let's move on to speaking of Raw, like on we're gonna be talking about what just happened yesterday on Raw with uh with Calgary Flames. That's what the name of the NHL team is called. I apologize for not knowing them until afterwards, but yeah, it says right here that like with the Calgary Flames thank WWE and also Sami Zayn for paying tribute to Johnny Gaudreau, and I hope I pronounced his name correctly. But yeah, it says right here like the Calgary Flames say thank you to WWE on September 9th. Calgary's Scotia Bank Saddle Dome like served as the home to an episode of WWE Raw on grand on grander scale, like the Scotia Bank Saddle Dome stands as the home venue for the National Hockey League's Calgary Flames. Like as such, WWE issued a special tribute to Flames alumni Johnny Gaudreau, like and his brother Matthew, who both unexpectedly died at the end of the month, like of August 29th. Like Johnny Gaudreau, like and his brother Matthew Gaudreau, like were fatally struck by by a suspicious drunk driver, like who is now facing charges of reckless driving. During this week's episode of Raw in Calgary, like commentators Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore acknowledged the life and careers of both Johnny and Matthew on last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, like in court and also Raw's correspondent cor- uh, correspondent Jackie Redmond also stood outside of the Scotiabank Saddle Dome, showing off the jerseys, hockey sticks, flowers, and other sentimental items, laying in the memory of John of Johnny Godrule, who served as a Flames winger like for 9 seasons. I should rephrase myself of saying, and it says, and to further sported out the Godrule's number 13 Flames jersey, like during his in-ring segment with Gunter and WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. The Calgary Flames have since thanked WWE for their tributes. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, they contributed and on X, like they tweeted out this and said, "Thank you WWE and Canada's very own Sami Zayn." Even though they didn't say that, but I thought I might add it on there anyway for this incredible gesture tonight. Like hearing the 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 call. Cough red in the WWE universe came together like this brought a tear on our eyes. Elsewhere on Raw, Calgary's own Natalia returned to her hometown for a 6 women tag team action against Pure Fusion Collective. Natalia ultimately emerged victorious, like as she, like Lyra Valkyria and Selena Vega, locked in a trio of sharpshooters, like on all 3 members of the PFC. I believe that's how it's initial like. But yeah, which most individually were Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark. But what are your thoughts on Monday Night Raw last night? And do you think it was very cool of WWE to pay tribute to the late hockey player, like that sadly passed away from the car accident about almost a month ago? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And I want to give my condolences myself. Like I said yesterday on my review video, like I want to give my condolences to the Godrule family at this very sad time. Like, and no, not easy and fun to to lose someone that you love the most, like whether if it's a friend or a family member or whatever they may be to you, like yeah, not very fun, not very easy, not very happily, I should say. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about sports. Milwaukee putting together bid like for WWE Money in the Bank 2025. Like Milwaukee wants to host Money in the Bank. Like Logan Hansen Logan Hansen of Milwaukee Business Journal reports that Sports Milwaukee is putting together a bid for WWE Money in the Bank 2025. If they win the bid, the event would be held at Fi- uh, at Fish Serve that Fish Serve Forum. The venue is the home of the NBA's Milwaukee Bucks. In sports, Milwaukee director Marissa Warner noted that the hosting Money in the Bank could lead to SummerSlam or Royal Rumble, potentially coming to Milwaukee at some point. As previously reported, Milwaukee expressed their interest in hosting WWE Royal Rumble in the future. PW, WrestleZone will provide more information as it becomes available. And what are your opinions on Milwaukee could potentially host a premium live event in WWE in the future? And do you think it will be Money in the Bank, or do you think it's going to be a much more major pay per view like a Royal Rumble or a SummerSlam perhaps in in a year like 2026 or 2027 maybe? Let me know down in the comment section right down below, which I think that could happen in one of those 2 years. But at the same time, I could also see Money in the Bank could host. Milwaukee could host Money in the Bank next year, but that's only if they can win this little bracket bid like that, on WWE where they want to host the pay per view at. And they said if it happens to be Milwaukee, they're going to be doing it in the building that the Milwaukee Bucks usually play in, which it's called the Fiserv. Let's see, it's called the Fiserv Forum. Yeah, that's what it's called. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below, and let's move on to the next slide. And then yeah, we got the Undertaker weighs in on the Gunther storyline with Sami Zayn with him saying the ring general needs to add a little chicken sugar honey iced tea, or he risk turning babyface. And yeah, and the Undertaker, uh, uh, and yeah, we're going to talk about the Undertaker wanting Gunther to add more chicken sugar honey iced tea. And no, I'm not talking about like some kind of not talking about some kind of a value meal from Raising Cane's or Slim Chicken somewhere, but rather than being the him uh, acting like a chicken that's a coward and be, yeah, you get the point. But anyways, into his rep, report reporter of the Ring General, has been the on a tear since debuting on the main roster in 2022. He has had a record-breaking Intercontinental title reign before beating Damian Priest to become the World Heavyweight Champion for the first time. His matches have been equally impressive, bouts against stars like Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Randy Orton have been incredible. But the Undertaker wants to see some changes from the Austrian superstar. The Undertaker spoke about Gunther on his latest 6 Feet Under podcast. He stated by clarifying that that he likes Gunther seeing him like as a throwback to a different era. Like, however, he wants him to be more chicken sugar honey iced tea to his repertoire. Like, and or else like he risk having the fans turn him face, and and he explains, I like him, like I think he's kind of a throwback to a different era. As painful as those chops look, like you think he's beaten you down, in which he is, without doing a bunch of of a- of was it aero pain aerial attack an aerial attack, yeah, that was it. He aerial attacks, like, in it's nice to see somebody grind like somebody down. And yeah, I think he's gonna have to be careful. He needs to add a little more, I think, chicken sugar honey iced tea to his repertoire, like, or he more or what is it like or he's gonna become a baby face like much sooner than he expects. Like, that's just the way it is now. But what are your thoughts on the Undertaker's opinion about letting Janet out? And do you think he should be a little bit more of a chicken sugar honey iced tea heel, like just to get the maintain and save his role as a heel's like into that in that exact position? Like, if there's any like if there's gonna be like if Gunther's gonna stay as a heel for a very long time, like should he like manage to do all that and do everything he can to get the fans to dislike him rather than like him? Like, and if there's any plans that if he ever does become a babyface, when will it be? Give me y'all's opinions in the comments below, like when he would indeed turn babyface. But it's but yeah, he's so over right now. Like, everybody, yeah, like I said plenty of times in my video, everybody that's not that's really that familiar in wrestling knows who Gunther is. Like, all thanks to his popularity and and him as a wrestler in general, and a guy that that has the look of a has that look as a main event star and a villain of an action movie. Like, yeah, I said plenty of times before, but yeah, when you but yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below. Or do you think that he's much better as a heel, or he's much more better as a baby face, because he can easily could get over, which I'm not sure that he's quite there yet as a baby face. But but yeah, maybe it's best to keep him as a heel right now, because yeah, he's doing a very terrific job, like playing into that role, especially in the main event scene. Like, he did very fantastic work in NXT as the NXT UK champion, and then he also did the same thing when he got moved over to the main roster in 22, like where he became Intercontinental Championship champion, until he dropped it to the guy that's trying to get a shot at his world title now, like, which is Sami Zayn. And yeah, we're gonna probably have plenty of things to talk about in the next upcoming weeks, but let's move on and let's talk about. Let's see. Next up, we got got AEW confirmed. Like it says right here that AEW has officially confirmed Mariah May will indeed take on Queen Aminata tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite on September 9th. Which that's also the day of 9/11, which is the 23rd anniversary of whatever that happened in New York, which I'm not going to get into much details on because it's way a bit too sensitive. A bit too insensitive. Let me rephrase that. But let's uh let's continue to talk about what's going to be happening on AEW Dynamite tomorrow night, and let's see. like AEW Women's Champion Mariah May appeared at All Out as she confronted Sky Blue on the 0 Hours pre-show. She attacked Blue until Queen Aminata made the save. Later, challenging May to fight her on Dynamite, and AEW has now confirmed that May will face Aminata in AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match on the September 11th edition of Dynamite. AEW has also announced that John Moxley will appear on the Wednesday's show after he turned on his former BPCC teammate Brian Danielson at AEW All Out. And what your thoughts on this match have been confirmed? And it's something that we would never thought this would happen, let alone this would even happen, let alone on Dynamite. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Aminata finally being recognized as the future of AEW? And I hope the same goes to the Outrunners, even though that probably won't be happening anytime soon. Probably not until give them about a year or so. Then we could be talking. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that the fictional wrestling African queen, I guess you could call her, is going to be beating the glamour Mariah May and earn herself a shot to a future women's championship match? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's hope that she does, and yeah, we can see a future date for this being set for later on an upcoming Dynamite show, maybe at Grand Slam, where Brian Danielson will indeed take on Darby Allin, which we could possibly see John Moxley could get involved in the match, maybe even I'm not sure I'm not sure if who's he gonna help, or rather than just attack both men. Now that that AEW is making this a bit confusing, what we could expect, maybe it's for the best, so it won't be too predictable when we watch the Darby versus Brian Danielson match, which I like seeing what Tony Khan is doing right here. Even though he did allow some very unnecessary stuff during the All Out pay-per-view, but you got to admit, on the unsanctioned match, that was that was all predetermined of the match rules, the rules that that don't have nothing to do with him. Rather than being with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page's storyline, that they're trying to kill each other they're trying to get on top, in the AEW mountain, of trying to get into where they were at, which is the AEW title picture. In kayfabe, of course, they're not literally trying to kill each other. So for those fans that takes wrestling out of context, just calm down. Don't ring up the police or whatever, whoever you're gonna ring up to. It's all just part of the act. But even though they did hit some very brutal moves that seemed that that seemed like what's that something that you see from a murder scene, but like that, like it's seen in a murder scene on a horror movie, of course, but that doesn't, yeah, that doesn't mean that they're literally gonna kill each other. Like well, at least I hope that's not the case. But yeah, like, and for those old men that love criticizing those that are in the Jacksonville-based company, like it's not best to you do so. Like even though like you're like it's even though this time it was for safety concerns, but not a good idea to be criticizing the company. Like and that'll make you. That'll make you have a bad look of a reputation of a guy that has some plenty of vendettas over AEW. Yeah, just saying, like into a in a logical perspective. Yeah. So if I was this certain former personality over that used to work for WWE, I would be stopping these uh, criticism, like other than the one with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page, like maybe they did a little bit too much, like a little bit, but at the same time, like he should have expected that to happen because it was an unsanctioned match, and that's in their nature of extreme violence. Like into like lights out or unsanctioned matches, like expect them doing some worse extreme spots in during in that match, whether if it's steel cage, whether if it's a false count anywhere, whether if it's a death match, like a barbed wire death match. I expect brutal violence are gonna like over extreme brutal bloody violence is gonna be occurring to this match at the same time. But I mean, like, but maybe mostly I should say about the John Moxley spot is more of the unnecessary spot with him trying to suffocate Brian Danielson with that paper bag, and like in like in and yeah, and even had Eddie Kingston be very pissed off at Tony Khan for allowing John Moxley to do it, but not him when he asked for this 2 years ago when he was in that very entertaining feud with Chris Jericho. Which yeah, I'll say I'd agree on that one. Like yeah, that was kind of hypocritical for Tony Khan to not do something about it with John Moxley doing that playing spot and not making him look like a legitimate boss. And he looks like he literally is letting the prisoners run the asylum.
And inspire change every day. My daughter was
Well,
dying.
but let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on the fallout of the fallout from AEW All Out on their post show AEW Dynamite. And let me tell you, I got a chance to watch the pay per view. It was really good. Like and it was very good. Like and I can kind of see like uh, what uh, uh, what the coachman meant when he said that about like the safety concerns about the wrestler. But at the same time, like you shouldn't really go overboard when it comes to talking about the unsanctioned match because that was the whole point. Even though they get a little overboard, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say right now. But let's move on. Let's talk about Tony D'Angelo news now as he pays someone to take out Obafemi. Like, and it says right here that the Don of NXT is seemingly paying a mysterious figure, hoping to take out Obafemi. Like in new footage, like shared by NXT Anonymous, D'Angelo was seen uh, talking to a hidden figure, like behind a door, like about the North American Championship, like Obafemi, who angered D'Angelo by disrespecting Adriano Rizzo, like last week on NXT. Like Femi beat D'Angelo to retain his title at NXT No Mercy, but it's clear that their feud isn't finished yet. And who do you think this mystery guy, may be that Tony D'Angelo could be paying to take out the current North American Championship and get the belt to be his own? And do you think it somebody that's a familiar face in the wrestling world, or do you think it's a new guy that's an up and comer that's going to be on NXT? That's a rookie that plays like some kind of hitman character very well. Like and then yeah, he could take out Oba, and then Tony D'Angelo try to think he can easily get the North American Championship. With only that, Ava will probably say like you don't get not yeah you cannot get the belt just yet. Like you have to earn it by facing another guy that's also a number one contender at an upcoming event, which that could possibly be at the CW debut show or maybe even the NXT week after. I don't know when it may be, but let me know in the comments down below when it could be. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about Ken Shamrock news now of critics like on what. Okay, there we got Ken Shamrock to like to critics uh to critics saying like watch the Rock's chair shot like to my head before calling wrestling fake. And then yeah, we got Ken Shamrock continuing to advise skeptical people like that of in professional of professional wrestling being legitimate, like to watch the one infamous segment like before they called the product fake. On an episode of Raw in 1998, The Rock hit Ken Shamrock square in the face with a brutal chair, with a brutal chair, a square off in the face with a brutal chair shot. This was exactly by design, like as Ken Shamrock in instructed The Rock exactly how he wanted the attack to go. He told the people's champion like to hit him in the face in order to avoid a concussion. Like he like in the at the end he barely felt the hit. Like I has and it has gone down like iconic as an iconic moment like from the Attitude Era in WWE, like in like and Ken Shamrock spoke to DJ Vlad in a recent interview, like he warns people who called wrestling fake to watch those chair shots. Shamrock argued that you cannot watch the brutal chair shots like he took and still call wrestling predetermined or fake. Like and and yeah, he and he started off with the chair shots saying, "Oh no, question, but let me explain this in a way that I think that visually people might have a better understanding on why pro wrestling and people get uh, phys- physically beat up like in pro wrestling is that I want people if you haven't ever seen it yet, but to go watch it, I want you to go and look at the most famous chair shot that has ever been thrown in a WWF match, and that is with Ken Shamrock and The Rock. And when you see that chair shot, like you tell me, like that the ending like is predetermined. Like tell me that this is stuff that happens like in a wrestling match, like whereas that in the end, like, and because of the ending is predetermined, like that wrestling is fake, given his previous uh, admittance that the chair shot went exactly as planned. It does take away from Ken Shamrock's point slightly. But do you agree with the legendary MMA fighter and pro wrestler? Do you think that everybody that's skeptical of pro wrestling should really watch his match with The Rock in 1998, like, and at least watch it before they assume that it's fake, like, which I totally agree with Shamrock on that. Onto this note, like, yeah, everybody should, yeah, give that a watch, and then and do a reconsideration of calling it fake when it's isn't a really isn't a fake spot. But yeah, I'm just gonna let them watch it for themselves. That's only if they really have the guts to watch it. Like, but yeah, but either way, let me know in the comment section right down below on it. But let's move on. We got Drew McIntyre calls singing with Tyson Fury the worst moment of his entire career, which I wouldn't really blame the Scotsman for saying that. But although like it was very brief, Drew McIntyre won the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania. The Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre finally got his moment. Like at that of this year's WrestleMania, he managed to dethrone the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, but that only lasted for a short while. Like when CM Punk attacked McIntyre, like allowing room for Damian Priest to cash in his Money in the Bank contract and win his first world title. But recently, while speaking to Chris Van Vliet on the Inside podcast, Drew McIntyre reflected on his WrestleMania moment. He he mentioned yeah, I it did I mean like the 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 match itself, like opening like WrestleMania, like myself and Seth, like one of my greatest rivals, one of my greatest rivals. Like we have a big professional rivalry, like, and the match itself is perfect. Like just with a story going into it, like we've had so many matches, like technical high fly, like near falls, like left and right, left and right. It was okay. Just starting off like Claymore, just unload till somebody doesn't get back up. And he added, and finally, I put the last round in Seth, and and had that moment where the crowd were chanting "You deserve it, WrestleMania." Like Seth had that moment, like telling me that same thing, like which meant a lot. Like, and then like being able to present the title to my wife, who has been such a big part of the journey. But no, like I'm not going to talk about what happened after that, but just that 5 minutes or whatever I dragged dragged out too because I made sure I milked I milked every second of it, like because that was very real. It was very emotional to be able to give her the title and say, "This is yours." Like this, tell her this is yours too. Like and hugging my brother, who's my original tag partner, like was very cool. Like and then Punk like F it up, like, and then that's when Punk effed it up. And then from one screw up of being world heavyweight champion to another, like onto the interview, like with while Drew McIntyre feels his WrestleMania win would have meant more than if he had won at the inaugural Clash at the Castle. Like the Scottish Warrior, like also mentioned that he could have won the title the the inaugural Clash at the Castle PLE some way or the other, but in the end that did not happen. He also feels like his WrestleMania win would have meant more even then, and he continued like by saying I think so. Like it's weird because you look at certain moments, like and in the moment when you're living them, you're like this is ridiculous. We should have found a way out of this. Like Theory could have cashed in. Like Theory could have cashed in. Like and I could have pinned him because we had to protect the bloodline in Roman Reigns at that time. Like that's the top story in the company. Like the like the top character like and perhaps like at that time I was just I was like I just feel this is a bad move. Like McIntyre also mentioned that singing along with Tyson Fury was a stupid move, like and and mentioned and also mentioned that thing with Tyson Fury that was stupid. There's no excuse like for that. Like that's the worst moment of my entire career. Like in my whole entire career, like we did the bit, like the song, and then I told him, "Hey, you want to sing Sweet Caroline, like because British fans love it." Like they're upset like that I lost. They don't know American Pie. Like we was like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you. You're Tyson Fury. I figure we're off the air. Like that's why I started doing the the Orasis bit, like in singing. Don't look back in anger. Like just got the crowd going, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, but we're off the air. Then I found out we're still on the air. Like it was a whole thing. Like it was a whole thing. Like and and what are your thoughts on Drew McIntyre's opinions on that night, like at Clash of the Castle in 2022, where he almost had Roman Reigns won? If it wasn't for wasn't for Roman's cousin and the latest member of the bloodline at the time, and became the enforcer of it, like which was Solo Sikoa. And do you think that Drew McIntyre would have won on that night, which was exactly around this time when Drew faced Roman for that title? But yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below if you thought that McIntyre could have won. Like even if he didn't have to pin Roman to win the undisputed title, like just had Austin Theory ran out into the ring and Claymore kicked him as soon as he cashed in the briefcase and then. He pins him. He finally have his moment, winning the championships in the UK, like in a live crowd, some achieving his dreams that he wanted to do ever since he became the world title, the first time in his run in 2020. And kind of none of that matters now because he finally did win the title, but he got screwed out of it by what's his name, CM Punk. But something tells me that he probably will be it again, and then we can see what's his name, like we'll and we could possibly could see CM Punk could win the Royal Rumble. They can have another match, which will be the fourth match. But maybe we can add in Seth Rollins into it to making it the main event of either night one or night two. Like just make it a main event WrestleMania match and finally have CM Punk achieve his dreams of doing so. But let's move on to the next slide. Next up, we got Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair don't want to fight each other yet, and their focus is on what's going on to now, which is them as a tag team and tag team champions on that matter. And yeah, the Storm and the EST are tired of questions about them potentially breaking up, like in and the duo have been let's say come on. Okay, it says right here the duo have been on a roll in recent months, impressing as the women's tag team champions. Like they recently won the titles back from Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, like in our in the in the midst of their second reign as women's tag team champions. Like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair spoke with Ricky Uchino of Sports Illustrated, and were asked how annoying it was to be asked about breaking up so often. And Jay Cargill replied, first confirming the questions are annoying to her, or they annoyed her, and said they just want to build up the tag team division as they should instead of focusing on their current plan. And she immediately replied, "Oh my gosh, I would say it's annoying, because just to be happy for the success we have right now, that we're working together, that we're building up these tag team titles, we hear it all the time. I could." I mean, what do you guys want us to say? What do you want us to say? But we need to focus on the now and just us progressing, and building up this tag team division. This was followed by Bianca. This was followed by Bianca Belair. She said that it's like your friends wishing you'd break up, in a relationship. Although she views the eventual split as inevitable by by explaining this, yeah, we want people to be invested into what we're doing now, like while adding on adding on to Jade's response, like we almost feel like sometimes you're cutting yourselves like short, and you're not allowing yourself like to get invested into this because you're looking forward like way ahead. Let us do amazing things, like let us make magic work. Of course it's WWE, it's inevitable, like maybe it'll happen down the line, but until then, just let us be us. Like we just did an interview, and they gave us the best, the best uh, analogy. Like it's like when you get in a relationship, and imagine all your friends like say, "Oh, I just can't wait till you guys break up," like a jealous best friend that they are, like because they don't have nobody that they're compatible with. But that's a different story for a different day. But do you got? But the point is, like, do you guys agree with Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair that nobody should be worried about what they're going to be doing in the future, rather than they should be appreciating what they're bringing onto the table in the WWE table in the current position, is them trying to build up the women's tag team division is a better one, as it should have been like for the last 5 years, like ever since the inaugural champions were holding on to those belts. Just saying, like, which I wonder who they may be. It seemed like one of them is in a relationship with a certain tight end in the NFL, and then one's used to wrestle in the company, but now they're in another promotion. Perhaps it's called All Elite, perhaps, but yeah, that's a different story for a different day. But yeah, my point is, yeah, like it should have been like put right back on the map for like ever since they were very first introduced in 2019. But now they are, and then that's what I've been doing right now. It's like I don't think they should be worried about that right now. That's that's only a matter of time. And I bet that these journalists that asking these questions, they're going to be wishing that they were a team again. Like, well, you should have been appreciating them when they were in the tag team. And then me right now, like I even gave plenty of compliments. Like when they faced Alba Fire and Isla Dawn in their rubber match last night on Raw, I was like, yeah, like this is why like they are the best in the division, and they deserve those tag team titles, and they did a very super terrific job, which I believe I gave them the second place spot. Yeah, because the Wyatt Six and the American Made match and the Fatal 4-Way match for the number one contenders, both tied, and finally making the women's tag division more relevant like than ever. Like, and it's all thanks to this new era in WWE of the Renaissance, I guess everybody's calling it these days, which Cody Rhodes is the one that started it, of course. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments section right down below on what's your opinion onto this note. Like, and I think they won't be splitting up probably not until the beginning of 2025. Like Bianca Belair said, it's inevitable. Anything's possible in WWE. So it will eventually would happen, but I don't think like these fans should be in a hurry to look at it that way. Like, don't get too ahead, like because you need to see what would be the reason why they would split, like by continuing to watch them as a team, which none of that's going to be happening anytime soon, because they're going to be what's that like they're gonna be like enjoying their time as tag team champions, even though like Bianca Belair needs to be back in the singles division, and maybe that's gonna be coming up soon, like with Nia Jax, and maybe we could see like towards the end, like they could do a little teaser that Jay Cargo be like a little jealous of Bianca, make it look like she's gonna be turning heel rather than Bianca. But there's gonna be like there's gonna be a very shocking twist in turn of the event though, like with Bianca could eventually turn on her, like with And then, I believe that she made a little bit of a reference by saying that, like in this interview, which if I was the journalist, I would be asking for that. Like I'll be waiting for when that time comes, and then I'll be talking about that speculation on my podcast rather than asking the wrestler themselves that question. That's like revealing. That's like them revealing future WWE plans, like for like WrestleMania 41, like that's like revealing that like in a form of a split of a tag team. Yeah, I guess you could say. So it's not a good idea asking these questions, like because that will be spoiling like spoiling like when that day will be. But even I don't think they know when that day may be, like personally, because the creative team like did not tell them. Like maybe it's for the best, like in case if journalists try to ask them these questions, but at the same time, like even if they did knew, like it wouldn't be a smart idea. But like to give them out to journalists that just want to be fed some news, like I can talk about it on their online social media pages and accounts and channels, like whether if it's on Twitch, YouTube, or wherever they get their podcast from. But anyway, this is where we got. And up next, we got so yeah, like for those fans out there, yeah. Before I get into the next news story, I was like it's best to just leave it alone and give the wrestlers a break of asking these potential plans like that are very unnecessary to be talking about on these press conference events. But let's move on. We got Rhea Ripley on the stink face spot against Nia Jax at I believe it was the beginning of the year in that triple threat match with Shayna Baszler. Like and she like and Nia Jax then we went on to say about Nia Jax, like she looked mad, like but Nia loved every second of it, which that's very uncomfortable to explain right now. But this is Rhea's words, then again, not mine. But anyways, but yeah, Rhea revealed her thoughts behind doing the stink face to Nia Jax. Like earlier this year, Rhea Ripley faced off with Nia Jax in a live event. Like she hit Rikishi's famous maneuver, which that being the stink face. Like it, in the corner, which garnered a huge reaction from the live audience and went viral all over social media, and over 300 over 3 million people. What's it 300? Actually, it's 3 million people like saw the clip on YouTube. With more viewing in on social media, it was a huge thing for Rhea Ripley, but one that she was unsure about while in the ring. Like Rhea Ripley appeared on the Ring the Bell, like where she was asked like about like the infamous stink face spot with Nia Jax. She noted that she was unsure about doing the move like while in the ring, but eventually decided to do it. Like anyway, Rhea Ripley added that Nia Jax secretly loved it. Like contrary like to what she looked like in the ring, like and yeah, and Rhea answered and Rhea and Rhea answered a lot of things. He said a lot of things were going through my head. I was like, am I going to do it? Like, no, like I'm not going to do it. Like I am going to I'm going to do it. Like no, like I'm not going to do it by debating with the conflicts on their head or more likely on their shoulders with the good side saying no, don't do it, while the bad side saying yes, do it like you want to, like which that sounds very inappropriate for me to say it in that way, but that's because I'm saying it like what Rhea Ripley was probably thinking in her head, like what would be what would be the right thing to do, but she did listen to the devil on her shoulder, which is her bad side. But this is where, but yeah, this is where, and then and then she, while explaining, she said, and I was doing it like I was I'm so I'm so self-conscious, I can't believe I'm doing it. And Naya secretly loved it. She looks mad, but she loved it. She loved every single second of it. And yeah, her again, this is her words, not mine. I'm not being proud to say this. This is it happens to be on the news channel of. I mean, this happened not in the news channel, the news website, the news article that they're talking about this spot that Rhea Ripley talk about on this very viral live event match that she had with the Irresistible Force. And then the Rhea Ripley then tells critics to shut up. And yeah, Rhea Ripley was asked about her response to those who criticized the stink face. The stink face spot. Her response was simply ineffective, with her saying this and into response to those critics, shut up, honestly, it's real funny because I get criticism for everything, for every single little thing that I do, but you see the men doing this, and you're like, yeah, that looks cool, amazing. And then Tiffany Stratton does this the other week, and they're like, oh my god, I love you, Tiff, oh my god, you're so sexy. Please do that to me. But when I do it, there's a problem. Why? You're just mad that I am so popular. And do you agree with the former women's world champion and the Eradicator and the Terror Twin sister for shutting down all the critics and telling them to shut up, and enough of their criticism, just because they have something against the former Judgment Day member? And I totally agree with Rhea on this one. If you're gonna praise other wrestlers doing this, including someone like Tiffany Stratton, then there shouldn't be a problem that Rhea does it. Even if you do have something against her, you shouldn't criticize her of doing this if you're going to be liking someone like Tiffany Stratton or any other wrestler doing this maneuver, or even Rikishi himself, the master of this maneuver that does the stink face, that does stink face. And he's like, that's pretty cool and stuff. And what Rhea does it, there's a problem. That's kind of hypocritical in a way. Like I mean, it's one thing if she was not doing it right, what she really was doing, she was doing it exactly like Rikishi was doing it, which I'm not sure if Rikishi did not like that though, considering that she's trying to get in the goods with his son on the Raw storyline, with her just recently turning babyface along with Damian Priest, and they're in the rivalry with their former teammates, and Jey Uso helping them out, yeah. So I'll say the only person I can give a pass to is Rikishi, because on that simple fact, that was before that Rhea was in this friendship storyline with main event Jey Uso. But just saying, yeah, that's the only person I could say that she tried to do everything she can to be a part of this family or whatever. And WWE really needs to bring Rikishi in back on WWE television. If there is some kind of a romantic storyline here, even though I'm not really a full fan of it, but yeah, I'm not fully a fan of it, but I would be very entertained on it, and I'll be laughing my ass off on this one, with this being so damn hilarious, especially with Rikishi trying to turn into the overly strict dad again, even though Jey Uso's in his 30s now, so he can do whatever he wants to do, like, and even like, and it don't matter what his father says. Like, yeah, like, but yeah, like that'll be very funny. My point is, like, I'm not sure if I should get in too much into details, like, but it'll be very. My point is, it's gonna be very hilarious, and I'll be laughing my ass off, and I'll be talking about on my podcast reviews, and then I'm gonna be saying probably keep giving it the Goofy Wrestling of the Night award. But yeah, but let me know in the comments down below if you agree with Rhea on this one, or do you think that that like it's really a problem that she does it, which I don't think there's much of a difference because there's like, and like I said plenty of times on my other videos, like from like what if it's an AEW or WWE video when it comes to women that has like, I'll say, the S appeal, I guess you could say, like, I'll say that makes the guys on Twitter and Reddit be all pervy on them and talk about how good they look, I guess you could say, especially on certain ends, if you know what I mean, when nudge nudge. So yeah, like other than them, like like unless there is some that are like them that's criticizing Ripley for doing this, like, and they see like the likes of other wrestlers like Tiffany Stratton or any other wrestlers in the past. Like I can name probably the top 5 list that did this maneuver on live event house shows, which I'm not gonna mention them by name, especially one in particular that's now in the other company now. Like they did that move like plenty of times in their career in WWE and the unlive events, but I'm not gonna, like I said, get into that right now. But I'm just making an example out of this. Like this don't make it don't make much of a difference. Like if Rhea does it, like it's kind of hypocritical for those that criticize her that didn't do it to other women that did this maneuver. But that's my thing is that's my point is like, but yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me on this note about like about some fans criticizing what Rhea Ripley just did on the spot, like on this past this past year, in the beginning of this past year I should say. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about we got Eric Young news now to host Axe TV Axe TV music series like Vinyl Obsession, like premieres on October 6th, like, and the TNA wrestler and the former WWE wrestler Eric Young is swapping the ring for hosting duties as he prepares to host the newest series on X TV. Like the TNA star is hosting Video Obsession, like taking over the reins for the second season of the show. Or the second season of the show, Eric Young is a self-described lover of music and a passionate uh, uh, a passionate record connoisseur. Like he has is amassed like in an electric collection like of more than 2,000 vinyl albums, like and amassed over nearly 2 decades, making him the perfect host for the endeavor. Like in a press release on Access TV, like announced that which announced that Eric Young, like as the new host of Vinyl Obsession, the show sees 2 musicians or celebrities like each week, like trawl like some famous record stores, like they find some of the find some of the best music to show off for the cameras, and explain their connection to the songs. It guests for the upcoming season include Melissa jo, Melissa Joanne Hart and Gavin Rosdale and Sebastian Batch and many more. The second series will debut on October 6th on like I said Access TV. Like in the press release for the show, TNA's Eric Young spoke about the involvement, like, and this is what he had to say. There's something incredible, or something incredibly special about Vinyl Records, and the deep and lasting connection that's forged between them, and the listener, like. I think we really showcased that this season, capturing the enduring impact that each album has had, on the icon who selected it. Like, and he continued, you can see it instantly, on the faces as they transform, from an bona fide rock god, into that young kid, who heard Johnny Cash for the first time on their parents' radio, or rocked out the Zeppelin at a high school party. It's more than a hobby. He added, it's an obsession. And I look forward to sharing all of their stories with our viewers. In venue, obsession will run from October 6th until November 24th, exclusively on Access TV, with Eric Young as its host. And what are your reactions to Eric Young being the host on this little music show, with him, with him being the host, which is kind of like a game show, but it's a some kind of, it is kind of a game show, but it's a reality, oh no, some kind of a reality competition show, for fun though at the same time, with celebrities trying to find the to music, to these special music stores, that has albums of, whether if it's CDs or records, the find the most to find the exact music that the host request them to find, by riddles, I believe. Yeah, with them, with him referencing it, what might be, in. I mean, not might be, but give out riddles on something that may be something that the contestants assume it may be, by going to a particular store and trying to find it, and try to see if it's the right one. Which, if I'm hearing this correctly from the description that this news story is talking about on this music show, that Eric Young's going to be on the Access Television, which I think that's double perfect, because we have one, he's a music fanatic, and secondly, it's on the same channel where the same channel where the wrestling company is on, that he works for, which that being none other than TNA Wrestling. But next up, we're going to end today's wrestling news video with Bobby Stevenson, formerly known as Damon Kemp, on his WWE run, saying WWE didn't really give a reason for his release, and he was taken off guard. Bobby Stevens, Bobby Stevenson, was it Stevenson? Bobby Stevenson. Why is it Stevenson? It don't have an N, and it's Steve. Like if you're spelling Steve, without the N. For Stevens, take the N out, and it's Steve. Stevenson. When you add and you add a S O, and then you add in the N for Stevenson. Yeah. But yeah, he has explained how his WWE departure came to be came to be. Like the former Damon Kemp revealed in July that he was no longer under a WWE contract. He had been a regular on NXT, he became a regular on NXT, and yeah, he was a regular on NXT up until then. So his release from the company was a huge shock. Bobby Bobby Stevenson spoke in an interview with Fightful's very own Sean Ross Sapp, talking about his WWE exit. He revealed that he was given a phone call to drop the news on him, after a weird time when other wrestlers have been sent to wrestle in TNA while he was left behind. And yeah, he explained it was a phone call, so I don't know it was leading up to it. I think wrestling kind of has his have his way of telling you that things aren't going the best without people being direct to you. So it kind of got a little weird with the guys getting to go to TNA, and I was getting left behind that, or without even being told what was going on. But one of my boys told me, so he kept me in the loop with that. The timing of it wasn't really adding up for me. It was adding up. They was all right, they're doing this. So there must be no, there must be something going on, going on here. I was trying to have a conversation. I won't say any names. Just a heavily influential person, the part of the show. So I asked the person a few times, am I still part of the group? In a questionable way, like what are we doing? Are we still moving forward? While keep asking these questionable questions, and cause question, because I knew what my timeline was, or when my timeline was up with the company. And Bobby Stevenson. Bobby Stevenson, it went on about WWE didn't give him a gave him a reason for his release, and Bobby Stevenson continued and was asked if the WWE gave him a reason for being let go, and he replied he revealed, I should say, that that he didn't, but that he wasn't surprised, given how that very same thing happens in other sorts as well. Sorts sports. Yeah. WrestleZone kind of made a mistake here that misled me to making one. Like it said sort like it's supposed to have a P for sports. That's what happened to sports as well. And he continued, no, I don't think they really give me a reason, but I was like kind of taken off guard, so I didn't know what to really ask because I knew just from basketball I have friends that get released and they don't really get an answer like either. So I was like, I don't really want to waste my breath. And at the time, I was just sitting at home by myself. So I was trying to gather everything, like what happened, like while questioning himself. Like the weeks before, everything was going great, and no, everything was going great. Then
USAA Auto Insurance, you can file a claim faster than 10.
I don't know why I did that, but anyway, like everything was going great, like then it feels like the conversation you have with the person, like, and then things go like that. Now I'm like dang, like that was doing good, like no hard feelings. Like I said, like it before, no hard feelings. I'd go back, but it was just like no, oh, like okay. And what are your thoughts on Bobby Stevenson's Bobby Stevenson's perspectives on like why he could possibly would have gotten released, like which is not really much of an explanation, but like what do you think? What was the reason and the explanation why he did indeed got released? Like, did they could not afford him, or was he a little bit too much on the roster? And they didn't have that much for him to do, anyways. Or do you think it had something to do with him being a particular family member to the guy they just recently released, which was none other than his brother Gable Steveson, that got released because of some say it was due to controversy, but it was actually because like he was a bit too green to compete in the WWE ring, and he don't have that much of experience, and it's not going to bring some that good publicity for WWE, if any. Like it will be it will be controversially bad, like with the fans not liking his skill, and they're going to be criticizing WWE of pushing him like to become the next big thing in the company. So I guess WWE made the right decision of releasing him and moving on to somebody else. But yeah, I heard that Gable Steveson joined the NFL. He tried out with the Buffalo Bills, but they immediately released him during preseason because he only got like a few tackles. But I hope that he does find that right team, and I hope football is more of his speed rather than wrestling was. But let me know what's the future of his brother Bobby is. I do think it's just as much as good as his brothers. Let me know in the comment section right down below. Do you think he's going to be continuing to stay in the wrestling market, or is he going to join football like his brother, or basketball like his friends that he mentioned on the interview? Like, what do you think? Is he going to stick in the sports industry, like in the sports industry, like altogether, or is he going to leave it for a different profession? And if so, what do you think? What that particular career may be? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But we're going to end today's wrestling news video right here and say thank you guys for watching until the very end. I totally appreciate you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button, and then tell me which one was your favorite on this list. If I had to pick one, I would have to choose between the Undertaker, like, and his opinions about Gunther being a chicken sugar honey iced tea heel, like to keep him from being a babyface if there's no plans of him being in the good guy's side, like, and also like the one with Drew McIntyre in that interview with Chris Van Vliet on the Inside podcast, saying that that his the post match song that he sang with Tyson Fury was very suckish, which who could blame him for saying that, because he got screwed out of winning the championship in his I believe was his second home country, like how Gunther has Germany is a second home country, just like how and same with Ilya Dragunov as well, even though they're really Austrian and Russian respectively. But yeah, let me know about that in the comment section right down below about that as well. Like I'm not sure if I asked that. Like, let me know in the comment section right down below about my comparisons about second home countries to the European wrestlers. But yeah, that's a different video for a different day. But yeah, let me know like in the comments what was your favorite, what my actual point is. Like, my favorite was the Drew McIntyre one and the Undertaker on Gunther. But yeah, and also make sure to hit the big thumbs up button, and then make sure to hit the subscribe and the post notification bells for more SNA videos like this evening, where I'm gonna be talking about the second day of WWE Week edition of NXT, because WWE Week does not end with all the shows are going to be on the USA Network. It start off with Monday Night Raw, then it's going to continue with NXT, and it's also going to continue with SmackDown when they make their return, their long-awaited 5-year return to the USA Network for the last half a decade of being on the Fox Network. But yeah, that's I'm not sure if it's good news or anything like about that on that note, but we will be seeing a big match in the main event on Friday, though, but which we're gonna have us interested in, but we're gonna talk about what's gonna be on tonight, which we got the which we also have. We're gonna see Julia gonna take on Chelsea Green in her debut match on NXT, and perhaps whoever wins is going to get a shot at Roxanne Perez's Women's Championship on the debut show on the CW. And also, and then we're going to see another number one contenders match, but it's in the men's side for the men's NXT Championship, and that is Trick Williams taking on the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne to see who's going to face All Ego Ethan Page for the NXT Championship. And also going to have the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, and Nathan Frazier and Axiom are gonna defend their tag team titles with a surprise guest. That's gonna be their challengers of the night, and that is the Street Profits. And I was thinking about something imagine if they actually did became the new NXT Tag Team Champions, and in their second time of their career, of course, but it'll be their fourth reign as tag team champ. I was like, I guess it's better than having no reigns as tag team championship at all, but it's kind of a downgrade, in a way, considering that they have to go back to the beginner show to win the tag titles. And they should be the WWE Tag Team Championship, but they're not, due to the bloodline holding on to those titles, which is the new bloodline, I should say. If I'm getting into context, which is held by the Gorillas of Destiny, which is Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. But I think Nathan Frazier and Axiom's going to retain here, and maybe this is something that's a kind of a distraction, so we won't be speculating on who could possibly be their next challengers for those tag teams. Something tells me it's going to be. Anyways, we're just gonna have to wait and see tonight. We also have Ridge Holland versus Duke Hudson. We also have probably Lyra Valkyria, like going to be teaming up with Wendy Chu against Rosemary, and I mean not Wendy Chu. What's her name? Tatum Paxley against Wendy Chu and Rosemary. But yeah, let me know in the comment section right down below on when or who like who's gonna walk out is victorious, who's gonna win their respective matches, and also like who else is gonna be on, and we're probably gonna see some kind of a segment that Tony D'Angelo is gonna be trying to have a hitman to take out Obafemi, but Obafemi will be too powerful for him to do so, and the tables will turn, and he'll be taken out by the Nigerian emperor, I believe that's what he calls himself. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what NXT tonight has to offer to us to entertain us. But yeah, and also we got an open challenge match, not to forget, with what's her name? Jordan Grace. Yeah, she's gonna defend her TNA Knockouts Women's Championship against anybody in the locker room. Like I could go for any. It goes for any woman on the NXT locker room, which let me know in the comments below who that may be, which I assume it could be JC Jane. Then again, it could be somebody else at the top heel on the NXT roster, but I cannot know who. Maybe it could be Izzy Dame, but didn't she already got an opportunity when she was on an episode of TNA when Jordan Grace was doing this, doing an open challenge? So it'll kind of be a little redundant, but at the same time, this time will be on NXT. I wouldn't mind it, but I would kind of find this a tad redundant, like even for them to book right here, but we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to transpire on tonight's edition of the developmental brand of WWE. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and I hope you guys have a fun Tuesday afternoon, and I'll see you guys on the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Y'all Assassinators, take care, and have a super awesome afternoon, and I'll see you guys later this evening when I review the NXT show on today on September 10th. So yeah, take good care of yourself, my good friends, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.